The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Startup Europe Regions Network, I welcome you to today's working group on the role of multinational corporations in regional innovation ecosystems. My name is Andrea Mensch and I work at SERN Secretariat. SERN Secretariat will ensure the technical coordination of this webinar, so please let me first comment on some technical and organizational issues. If you have technical problems, please just try to close and restart your browser. Sometimes it helps to switch to another browser. Maybe you have to switch from Mozilla Firefox to Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. If you cannot hear us, please check the sound settings of your computer. We have done everything to ensure that everything works from our end of the webinar. We ask for your understanding and to bear in mind that as the webinar is a live event, we cannot provide individual technical assistance during the webinar. Please note that we are recording this working group, and the link of the recording will be shared on our website. So, if you are having technical problems right now, or just want to hear the working group again later, you can always watch the recording whenever it suits you. The presentations will also be shared on our webpage. Should you have questions during the course of the webinar, you can use the chat box at the right side of your screen to type in and submit your questions at any time. You can also raise a hand, also to the right side of your screen. We will have a Q&A session after each presentation, with enough time to answer all questions. At the Q&A, we will unmute you so you can ask your questions directly to the speakers. Then, you'll be muted again. The webinar should finish by 12 at the latest. When we end the webinar on our side, you should be redirected to a new window, asking you to provide online feedback on today's working group. We sincerely hope that you will take the time, it's just about 2 minutes, to complete the short form and to help us to improve future events of this kind. Please wait until the end of the webinar so that the feedback form opens automatically. Having said this, I will now give the floor to Ms. Emma Fowl. She's an advisor for SERN. Ms. Emma, the floor is now yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this webinar and to the working group on the role of multinational corporations in regional innovation ecosystems. My name is Emma Fowl. I'm the strategic advisor of SERN, Startup Europe Regions Network, and together with my colleagues at SERN and one of our members, Salvo Sonolski from IK 2020, we have prepared this session. Salvo has kindly offered and volunteered to lead the work of this working group. So before I give the floor to Salvo and we welcome our speakers, I would like to briefly introduce SERN. SERN is a network of regions committed to support startups. Our goal is promoting startup-friendly regions by identifying and promoting best practices at regional level to support startups. SERN was founded in 2016 as a non-for-profit organization based in Brussels, and we were created as a follow-up of a European project which counted with the participation of several regions who decided to give continuity to some activities and form the network. Core members of SERN are the regions, but we are also open to all local stakeholders who are committed to support startups. Today, we have more than 20 members across different countries. During 2018, we are focusing on organizing a series of working groups on specific themes of interest for our members. This working group is the first one that we are organizing this year, which will be followed by 2 others, one on financial instruments for startups and the second one on public procurement for SMEs. All working groups are led by one of our members, and we are planning to have online or offline discussions on those specific themes led by one of our members, as I said. Now, I would like to give the floor to Salvok, who will introduce his organization and will provide an overview of the Hungarian innovation ecosystem. And Salvok will moderate this session and will introduce all our guest speakers. Thank you very much to everyone. Salvok, the floor. Salvok, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, one sec. Okay, I hope you can hear me now, and my voice is clear. Thank you very much, dear Emma, dear SERN friends, working group members, and speakers. Firstly, let me express my gratitude to you all for participating today's webinar. I know how difficult it is to reserve 2 hours of our busy modern life, but I really hope that the outcome of today's online event will be valuable for all of us. Secondly, let me introduce myself. I am the founder of IKE 2020, Association for Innovative Initiatives, and also the diplomat for scientific and technological affairs of Hungary in Tel Aviv. Today, I'm represented at the webinar as the founder of IKE 2020. Our slogan at IKE is in Alliance for Excellence. Basically, we develop projects in connection the development of the innovation ecosystem, startups, and the emerging young entrepreneurs. Mentoring, conferences, publishing professional papers are all included in our core activities. Our members, our professionals, and our partners are non-governmental and governmental organizations, both local and international. We have initiated to launch the working group on the role of multinational companies in the innovation ecosystem because we believe that multinationals are and can be even more important players in the life of the startup companies and young entrepreneurs, researchers, innovation experts. We, as IKE 2020, has already done great projects with Ford Global and other partners who are looking for new solutions to be introduced in their corporate activities, such as products, services, or management methods. Our speakers today are Ms. Fanny Rigo, Head of Division at Business Development Directorate at the Hungarian National Trading House, and Mr. János Pereces, Managing Director of MKB Bank. I really hope that today's discussion will be valuable and interesting for all of us. Thirdly, let me summarize you in a nutshell the aim of this working group. On the one hand, we plan to generate projects within the topic of multinational companies and startups. Later on, I will share one initiative, one project idea with you, an idea of ours, IKE 2020. And the other aim of ours is also to develop and publish policy recommendations, both on a local level to our local authorities, and both on international and EU level, especially to the European Commission and DG Connect. I really hope that my voice is clear and you can hear me well. I really like this platform, but I use it for the first time, so I hope there are no technical problems from my side. Soon we will hear the presentations of Fanny and János, but let me share with you a very brief summary of the Hungarian innovation and startup ecosystem. In Hungary, we have somewhere around 500 to 800 startups. I know that it is yet not a large number, but we have emerging companies, great talents, very well educated. And the main problem is the lack of networking skills, marketing skills, and business management skills. And this is something what can also be improved by good projects within the field of multinationals and startups. So I hope that our working group will help all of our nation's startup ecosystems to grow, and we can create great projects together, and we can develop useful policy recommendations to the Commission and DG Connect. We are very happy to be the part and members of SERN, and I would like to tell you that it's really worth to be a member of this network, and we are waiting forward to the future cooperation. This is the first webinar, the first online working group meeting. The second will be held in June, and one after it in September, and the last, which will summarize the conclusions, in December. And we really hope that soon, very soon, we will be able to organize a personal meeting with you. Now I would like the organizers to check that Ms. Fanny Rigo is online. She had some technical issues. Can you please check it? Can you please give the online floor to Ms. Fanny Rigo if she is already connected?
We are trying to reach, but it's not yet online, Salvo.
Okay. I'm in connection with them, and she's waiting for an approval. She received the email, but she is still waiting to be connected. Can you accept her connection request, or maybe can you connect her via normal phone call? I have sent you her mobile phone numbers also.
Now it seems that she's online.
She's online.
Okay. We have approved the invitation. Now she needs to log in.
Okay, great. She will log in soon. Until she is able to speak, we will have 2 or 3 minutes. So maybe we could ask the participants to introduce themselves in 2 or 3 sentences, if you don't mind, and we beg your pardon for the technical problems. This is a real lovely and great platform, but this is the first time when when we use it. So may I ask, is it okay for you, the organizers and the participants, to ask you to introduce yourselves?
We will now give the floor to one of the attendees so that they can start introducing themselves. Mr. Andre Feldane, can you hear us, Mr. Andra?
Is there someone in the group who would like to speak?
Mr. Ray, I think you would like to speak. You are now unmuted.
Hi, good morning. Hi, Shabo. My name is Ray Walsh from Dublin City University. I've been working with the Startup Europe initiative for the last 3 or 4 years with the Startup Europe University Network, Startup Europe Week, etc. Unfortunately, this year, due to commitments, I've been unable to get involved with the Startup Europe Week, which Igor is running. And we're interested in obviously extending our offer to collaborate and to extend the ecosystem throughout other regions with other stakeholders been involved, particularly at governmental level or at the multinational level.
Thank you
Thank you very
your,
much. Thank you very much for your introduction. We would be delighted to receive any information on any practice that you might have taken in order to promote or enhance the collaboration between corporates and startups in your area, in your region. Through this working group, we will have the opportunity to share best practices, but don't hesitate to send us any information, any article on initiatives taken at regional level. We are very happy to disseminate the information through our newsletter and to organize specific follow-up discussions with the members of this group. Would anyone else would like to introduce themselves? Please raise your hand and we will give you the floor. We are still waiting for our speaker. In the meantime, is someone else? Would someone else would like to introduce yourself, please?
Roberto, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you can hear me well. My name is Roberto Parrondo, and I'm here representing Big Asturias, a business innovation center located in Asturias on the north coast of Spain. So just to say that we are delighted to participate in this working group, and of course we can develop long-term relationships and also try to get engaged our networks, our startups with large companies and also with other important networks. We have been working in this area for the last 2 years, trying to develop specific programs, open innovation programs, trying to stimulate the collaboration among startups and also large companies located in Asturias. So, as I said, we are glad to participate in this working group, and of course, you can count on us for anything you need. Okay, thank you.
Roberto, would you mind to give a little bit more details about the examples of some of those projects? What were the initiatives that you were developing to bring together the corporates with the startups?
For example, in last year, we developed a specific program called Open Innovation 4.0, where we're trying to stimulate the collaboration among a group of startups and also 7 large companies located in Asturias. For example, ArcelorMittal, ThyssenKrupp, ALSA, which is one of the most important transport company in Asturias and also in a national level, Nalon and Gombarri Group. So we try to put together these large companies launching specific challenges for them in the digitalization area. So what we try to do is to try to encourage our startups to face in collaboration with these large companies this specific challenge. We managed to get 7 successful collaborations between them, and also we encourage our regional economic agency, to develop a specific program for grants in order to develop these R&D projects.
Very good. Thank you very much. Very clear.
Okay.
Would anyone else like to introduce yourself?
Can you hear me now?
We have our speaker now online, Salvo. We can give her the floor.
Okay, great. Super.
Mr. Fanny, the floor is now yours. You can now unmute yourself and present.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, good morning. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I am Fanny Rico from Hungarian National Trading House, and here is my colleague, Esther Tamás.
Good morning.
I would like to introduce our system and our services in a few minutes. Sorry for the delay again. So the Hungarian National Trading House has a wide network of global contacts. The aim is our company, or the trading house, is to support enterprises, small and medium enterprises, with the cooperation of large companies to get export businesses and to go to internal markets, foreign markets, yes. Furthermore, we provide a state guarantee to our partners in order to facilitate secure trade activities that are mutually beneficial for both parties. Recently, we expanded our commercial presence to almost 60 countries on the 4 continents. We are focusing a few sectors: agricultural and food industry, healthcare and medical technology, medical devices, medicines preparations, healthcare services, environmental industry, mechanical engineering, and the ICT sector. And near our services, we also have own brands in the Hungarian National Trading House. One is the Enterprise Europe Network, which is the largest SME development network of the world. I will speak about it later. So our own brand is Export Academy for SMEs. It's an export development training program for small and medium enterprises to get foreign markets at foreign businesses. The other is the InnoTrade program, promoting the appearance of startup companies. And the third is Aldomás. It's integrated marketing and sales of premium category Hungarian foods. Near these brands and our services, we have active contact with large companies, for example, MOL, T-Systems, Invitel, Invitech Solutions, Richter, which is a Hungarian pharmaceutical company. With these companies, we are trying to educate and mentoring and help Hungarian SMEs and startups to get businesses in the whole world. At the end of February, we had a cooperation event with the Enterprise Hungary, who has organized a corporate discovery workshop in a professional collaboration with our InnoTrade program, involved the Pioneers program and Ministry for National Economy. The participants of the event discussed how corporations can involve startups in their in-house innovations. This event was the first step toward the long-term cooperation between Pioneers and the Hungarian startup ecosystem actors. Nearby, the Hungarian Ministry for National Economy has a supplier development program. In connection with this corporate discovery workshop and this supplier development program, Hungarian National Trading House has strong cooperation with these organizations to help SMEs to become a supplier or get businesses with large companies. And near this program, large companies could mentor and educate the Hungarian SMEs. And my colleague Esther will introduce the Agro-IT cluster.
Good morning, everyone. I am the cluster assistant of the Agro-ICT cluster. This cooperation was funded about 4 years ago, and it started with 11 members. Now we have 29 members, 4 universities, multinational companies from the field of telecommunication and ICT sector. We have also non-profit organizations and mainly SMEs. And among our members, we have the Hungarian Chamber of Agriculture, also the Hungarian National Trading House, and we work together with independent experts. Our main services are project funding, financing, and ensuring continuous consultation during the projects, integrated projects. We have common business development activities and a very important activity is common representation on trade fairs and different professional conferences. The cluster is a brand building organization, and we also support the successful foreign market access of our members. We also educate our members and also the agro-IT sector. And for this, we can use the EM Partner Search Database and the other partners of our members. And our main goals are to improve the cooperation between the agrarian and ICT sector, a kind of common advocacy, increasing competitiveness of the SMEs, and also the productivity, and support for research and development. A very important factor is that the question why it is worth developing agricultural IT, because by the use of these solutions, the productivity of this sector is increasing, and we can spread this knowledge among the companies. That's all about the agro-ICT clusters, and if you have questions, in the end I will answer them.
And I would like to say one more thing about the cooperation with agro-IT clusters. Our idea is, with the Hungarian National Trading House and with the cooperation of Enterprise Europe Network and the cluster, is that it could be an agro-IT working group involve large companies and the Hungarian and the domestic and European startup and SMEs ecosystem to enhance the cooperation between the multinational companies and the smaller companies to take part in common projects like our research and development projects and innovation projects to make new services and products for the foreign markets. For this, we can use the Enterprise Europe Network Partner Search database, which is a 10 years old database to help SMEs to find a consortial partner and a business partner from all over the world. That's what we would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Emma Hauer speaking. I have a question regarding, and thank you very much for your presentation, Fanny. I would like to know how many corporates and how many startups have engaged in these workshops that you have organized so far.
The agro-IT cluster has 29 members, and the Hungarian National Trading House has 2,000 partners, which are mostly SMEs. And as I know, our InnoTrain program has 200 has connect with 200 startups.
Thank you. Salvo? Salvo, would you have any question?
Yes, I am here. Thank you. You have heard about the Hungarian National Trading House, which has around 4,000 partners, both startups and corporations, and the agro-IT cluster, which works at a field where multinational corporations are even more highlighted, because in agriculture, the big players, the multinationals, are very important, and they can help a lot in the startup development. And this is why we saw that it can be interesting to hear more about the activity of them. And now you will hear the presentation of Mr. János Peretes. He's connecting the webinar, but until then, let me show you a short video of a project of ours. I will also send you the link. We as IKE 2020 did it together with Ford Global and with Axis Innovation. Ford had a global tour, visited many cities, and Budapest was among them. And they have met many Hungarian startups, which are interesting for Ford in the field of mobility. And I'm also in online connection with Janusz, and he told me that he's joining the webinar. But until then, while we are waiting for him to solve all the technical difficulties, let me show this short video to you by sharing my screen with you. Can I start it?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, so basically Budapest was one stop of the mobility tour.
Mobility Challenge Tour is something that it's the first time we're doing this. We're going to 5 cities: Zurich, Paris, Budapest, Tel Aviv, and London. And we're really looking to engage with developers.
And they visited 5 cities altogether, and they were looking for solutions from startups which can be interesting for Ford. They were both looking for solutions for cars and also for their other business purposes. And this is something what we really like in Hungary, to work together with multinationals and circulate their so-called requests for inventions among the startups. So their needs are summarized in papers, in so-called requests for inventions, and we circulate them among startups, and we provide the startups mentoring. So we both provide opportunities for them to be in direct contact with the multinationals and to get to know the needs of the multinational companies on the one hand, and on the other hand, we provide them mentoring and business development services.
We really wanted to bring this opportunity as close to the startups as possible, and the programmers also. So participating at this great pitch event with the involvement of Ford and Access Innovation was, we believe, the fantastic opportunity for something which has great added value to our startup ecosystem. Our aim is to connect the university, the startups, the industry, and the business developers, the investors.
This is something what we would like to continue, but we don't want to do it only on a national level, not only with Hungarian startups. We would like to create a platform which collects and summarizes the requests of the multinationals, such as Ford and other large companies, and those requests for inventions, those needs of the multinationals could be made available for startups and emerging young entrepreneurs, and both for business development managers. And our aim with it is to create business opportunities on the one hand, and on the other hand, to educate the startups and to educate the ecosystems. So I call you, dear SERN members, to start thinking about our initiative and to think about a joint project. And this project would create a platform which is connecting the startups, the young talent, emerging young entrepreneurs, and the multinational companies. And of course, as outcomes of it, we can also create great policy recommendations. Here you can see some of our main partners at the ecosystem, from for developer program to more universities, the Hungarian Trading House, and Access Innovation, and DBH Group, which is also an international. They are in the Netherlands and many other countries of Europe.
Very interesting, Salvo. Maybe do we have any reaction from the group? Is there someone who would like to make any comment? Please raise your hand and we will give you the floor. No questions?
Janusz texted me, and he said that he's online. Can you give him the online floor to start his presentation?
We don't see him online yet, Salvo. We are just trying to reach him.
Okay, he just he has just texted me and told me that he's online and he can hear us. He says that he can hear us.
It's fine. Now we see him online.
Ah, okay, great.
Hi.
Okay, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So the format is that I have a presentation, and I would go through this. And if anyone has any questions, then I'm free to answer, and I'm happy to answer those. Should we start?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Peretzer, the floor is yours.
Okay, good. So hi everyone. I'm happy to be here and happy to join you to this nice group of people who are listening. I'm Janusz Peretzer, and I'm a managing director of MKB Fintech Lab. This is an innovation lab and startup accelerator based in Hungary. We have been started and owned by MKB Bank. MKB Bank is a top 5 universal bank in Hungary, and we have been building a digital ecosystem for the last 12 months. And I'm here to tell you our results and our learning so far. And yeah, so get to it. So what we do is at MKB Bank, what you have to understand is MKB Bank has been state-owned for 65 years out of its 68 years of existence. As a state-owned bank, it was built on conservative and classical values. It always has been pretty slow, pretty conservative. But this age, we had to make a chance. We had to make a chance whether we want to succeed in the digital world or not. And we decided that yes, we want to succeed, and we want to build MKB Bank into an open, innovative, and agile bank with the tool of digital transformation. Why are we doing this? The main reasons why we're doing this is can be summarized in 4 short sentences. The first is that our customers are changing. Our customers are requiring us to provide the level of user experience they experience from Amazon, Facebook, Google, and such of those technology giants, and they require their financial institutions to follow their route and please give me cheap, customized and anywhere available solutions. So we have to change, we know that. But we also have to change because the regulators are changing. The regulators are coming up with new and new regulations, which requires the banks to first open up the data, use their data differently, do their KYC processes differently. So we have to change because regulator is saying so as well. And the third thing is that software is not just eating the world, but software is eating the banks. And with this changing technology, we know AI, machine learning, blockchain, whatever. Every time I go to Facebook, I get an advertisement from another bank. So they provide me customized solutions, and the technology is out there to do it for the banks. So we realize that software is not just eating the word of the digital world, but the word of banks as well. So what are we doing? What we did is we created the MKB FinTech Lab. We decided to open ourselves up to the startup and the digital ecosystem, and we created Hungary's first banking innovation lab and fintech incubator. We do 3 things in MKB FinTech Lab. We do this under the umbrella of open innovation. The first and most important is that we build a community. We do regular events. We invite innovators from all over the CE region, young guys, old guys, whatever. We invite everyone who is interested in changing how the world is, and how the world of finance is. We do regular meetups, competitions, hackathons all year round. The second thing we do, based on the community, is we develop startups. We run an acceleration program every year. It's a 12-week-long mentorship program based in Budapest. We invite the best startups in financial technology from all over the CE region, and we provide them with a lot of knowledge, some money, and our connections. The third thing we do is based on the community and based on the startups we accelerate, we manage partnerships between the banking group and between those startups. We have been doing this for 1 year. We have a couple of success stories so far. We have B2B partnerships, B2C partnerships. The end goal is to create connection between the bank and the startup and create value to the end user through that connection. What is interesting is how we approach developing startups, I think, because it's a bit different than in a lot of those industries. In our Thematic Acceleration program, we provide them 5 things, and 4 of those are pretty standard. We give them funding. Every selected startups gets funding of up to 100,000 euros. They get know-how, they get workshops, customized mentorship. They are free to work from our co-working space in downtown Budapest, and they can use our network. They can go to our clients, they can go to our colleagues, they can go to our investors, and they can get validated feedback. But what's the most important thing, and I think to an average fintech startup, the sexiest thing is that we decided not just run an innovation theater and not just run an acceleration program because it's fun and it's good for PR results, but we provide a sandbox environment to them, both in business terms and both in technology terms. We have a unique technology sandbox based on API technology, which is the first moving advantage for us in the CE region, and this has been a very important value proposition from us to the startups. Our results so far on our 3 pillars. First is we have built up a community of 2,500 people, most of them from Hungary and some of them from outside Hungary in CE region, and we are really proud that we now have 2,500 people. To those we can go for validation. To those we can say, hey guys, do you want to test one of our newest technologies? And they come, they put in their thoughts, and they give us validated feedback. They are the customers of the future. They are the employees of the future. So we're very proud that we have 2,500 innovators around us. On the second pillar, we ran our first acceleration program last year. We had 6 companies from Hungary who joined. They have been doing very good so far. 2 of them has a live and paid partnership with MKB Bank. One of them, Limitless, became Founder of the Year in the whole CE region, and one of them, Blue Ops, became Fintech Startup of the Year in Hungary. So during the first incubation program, we showed that we can create value to the startup ecosystem in fintech in Hungary. So we decided, why not do this on a C region level? So for our second acceleration program this year, we selected 8 startups, but now from 6 countries. We have companies from Slovakia, Slovenia, Poland, Ukraine, Romania, and Hungary as well. We have 8 amazing companies who just joined the program 5 weeks ago, and they are on track with their KPIs. They are on track to become successful companies based in Hungary, based in the CE region, and we're very proud that we can be part of the journey. But what's good for MKB is that we have been also successful on the partnership track. So we have 3 companies, 2 of them are incubated, 1 of them is through one of our mentors who actually could develop something for the bank. The bank became their first customer. They could validate what they do, they could finish their end product, and they have been selling the same product to many, many other banks, not just in Hungary, but outside Hungary as well. So we could accelerate the process of selling, and we could get a connection to the cutting edge and the good and sexy technologies on a good price. What's my best use case of what we've been doing so far is that in the first program, we selected a company called Fintech Blocks. They are a Hungarian company of 3 guys. It was not even a company before they joined. And by the end of the program, 3 guys from an idea went to 3 guys in a company with revenue because MKB Bank became their first customer. And what's funny about the story is that they are developing a system for MKB Bank through which they can cooperate with many, many more startups because it's an API platform through which it will be easier from a technological standpoint to cooperate with other startups. So I think this is a good story, and it shows why we are doing this. We're doing this with 2 things: to help the entrepreneurs become more successful and start their business and get validated feedback, and because we're doing it because it's good for us and it's good for our customers. We get access to cool technologies, and we get to take it to our customers. We know that this is going to be a long journey. We have been doing it for 1 year. We get a lot of feedback whether the change that running an accelerator creates is big or smaller, or what's the realistic time frame. What we believe in is this quote from Bill Gates. Bill Gates says that usually people tend to overestimate the change that will occur in the next 2 years, but we always underestimate the change that will occur in the next 10 years. And this is what we believe in. We believe in that what we will do in the next 2 to 5 years will make MKB ready for what's coming in 10 years. And this is what I wanted to tell you about what we do here in Budapest at MKB Fintech Lab. I'm really open to the questions if anyone has any. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Super interesting. I have a question. This is Emma from SERN. To which extent do you collaborate in your acceleration program with other financiers, like financing providers, like crowdfunding platforms or business angels networks, who might also be enhancing collaboration between startups and corporates? Are they part of your program? Do you invite them? Do you collaborate with those other financiers? Thank you.
Yes, sure. The type of financiers we cooperate are usually angel investors and VCs, because we become the first investor of a startup at prototype or MVP phase, and then we have them get to the level where they can accept money from private individuals or who invest for return, or VCs who invest for return. In Hungary, there are no equity crowdfunding platforms right now, so that's the reason we're not cooperating with them. But we actually have a company in our portfolio which is trying to become the first equity crowdfunding platform in Hungary. And if that product will be launched, we'll be happy to source ideas and to put our ideas on the platform.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. We have covered all the presentations, Salvo. I don't know if you would like, is there any question from any of the participants? please raise your hand and we will give you the floor. Thank you very much for all the presentations. I see that there are no further questions. Salvo, I don't know if you would like to make any comment or to bring any other subject into the discussion.
Yes, thank you very much. I would also like to thank the I would also like to thank you for organizing this webinar, and thank you for János, Esther, Fanny, and all the participants for their contribution. And I believe that we have exchanged experience and knowledge, and I know that webinar can be very interesting and valuable, but the real work can be done when we'll have the opportunity to meet personally. So hopefully after the second and third webinar we'll reach a progress, and we can organize a personal meeting, maybe in Brussels or Budapest or we'll see. And as I mentioned, we had an initiative of the project, and I'm looking for those partners. We will circulate it with the help of Emma and the CERN team who are interested in it. Our initiative is to create a platform which connects the multinational companies and the startups, especially the needs of the multinational companies. I will ask Emma and the CERN team to help us in it, and I hope that despite all the technical problems, and I beg your pardon for it, this was the first time when we all use this GoToWebinar platform. So really hope that you've enjoyed this webinar, and we will keep in touch, and we can generate great projects together. So as you can see on my share screen, our web page, our domain is hungariantalent.rocks, but we are really committed for the development of the whole region, and we are very active in different kind of projects as IKE 2020. So basically, we organize events, we create projects, and we do talent management and mentoring. You can find some information about us, our core team, and you can also contact us here and the legal information about us. And let me say again that we are very proud members of the Startup Europe Regions Network, and we wish the whole network and all the partners of it great growth and great joint work and good projects to be developed together. So thank you very much again for all. And from time to time, from webinar to webinar, I can promise you that we will improve, and we will have less and less technical problems as we learn how to use the platform properly. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Salvo, and thank you to all the speakers and participants. As Salvo has mentioned, this is just the beginning. We would be delighted to receive further information on any initiative that you might have taken at a local, regional level, and to share that experience with all our members. This is just the beginning. We will have three more sessions, one in June, another one in September, and then final conclusions by December. So thank you very much to everyone, and don't hesitate to get in touch and to share your feedback with us about this webinar and on the subject. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all of you. Have a nice week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.